Supreme Court leak. Hidden audio from Menglong's final moments shocks the nation. The nation thought it had seen and heard everything about Menglong's tragic death. The leaked CCTV footage had already left millions gasping for air, exposing sinister details the world wasn't prepared for. But just when people thought the case could not get darker, the Chinese Supreme Court dropped the biggest bombshell yet, a leaked hidden audio recording from Menglong's final moments. This isn't just another piece of evidence. This is the smoking gun that may forever change how the world sees Menglong's death. The discovery of the hidden audio. For months, whispers circled among insiders that something more existed, evidence that had been sealed away, guarded like state secrets. Now, the rumors proved true. Behind the grainy CCTV video that fans had dissected frame by frame was something far more chilling. A synced audio file recorded at the scene. According to Supreme Court insiders, the file was initially classified because its contents were too disturbing, too revealing, and too damning to be made public. But now, in a shocking twist, it has been leaked online, flooding every corner of the internet. And what people heard left them speechless. Voices in the dark. The recording begins faintly, footsteps, muffled voices, the metallic clang of something being moved. At first, it sounds almost ordinary, but then clear voices cut through the static. Hold him down. He knows too much. Do it quickly before anyone comes. The chilling commands sent shivers down the spines of millions who listened. Fans recognized the voices, not directly, but in tones and accents too close to certain industry figures to ignore. Social media exploded with speculation, theories, and accusations. And then came the moment that broke hearts worldwide. Amid the chaos, a weak, trembling voice is heard. Menglong's own voice. Not a speech. Not a plea. Just fragmented gasps of pain and confusion. The sound of his breathing, labored, desperate, was enough to leave even seasoned investigators shaken. Silence, then a crash. The audio peaks with what appears to be a violent struggle. Objects knocked over, glass shattering, a muffled cry that abruptly cuts off. Then silence. A silence so suffocating that listeners around the globe described it as the sound of death itself. And just when it seems to end, one final sentence breaks the silence. A low, cold voice mutters, "It's done. Erase everything." Fans react. Outrage and heartbreak. As soon as the audio hit the public, hashtags flooded social media. Hashtag Justice for Yumenglong. Hashtag Hidden Audio Truth. Hashtag Erase Everything. Millions described it as the most disturbing audio recording of the decade. Fans who once clung to the hope that Menglong's death had been an accident now faced the gut-wrenching reality. It was calculated. Some fainted at the live-streamed press listening. Others screamed. Many broke down in uncontrollable tears. Entire fan groups organized vigils within hours of the leak. And for Menglong's grieving mother, this leak was both a curse and a gift. A curse because she had to hear her son suffering. A gift because now the world could finally understand the inhuman cruelty he endured. Celebrities break their silence. The leak didn't just shake fans, it rocked the entire entertainment industry. Liu Yuning, who had remained painfully silent, broke down on live TV. His voice cracked as he whispered, "I told him not to trust them. I told him. And now this proves everything." Zhao Lucy, who had stood quietly at Menglong's funeral, finally posted a single sentence on Weibo. "Now you all hear what we couldn't save him from." Wang Yiba and Xiao Zhan, who had been indirectly dragged into earlier conspiracy theories, joined the global outrage. In a rare joint statement, they declared, "This is no longer about rumors. This is about truth, justice, and a voice that cannot be silenced." The courtroom eruption. When the Supreme Court confirmed the authenticity of the audio, chaos erupted inside the courtroom. The defense tried desperately to argue that the voices were manipulated, but experts quickly shut them down. Forensic audio analysts verified the file's integrity, consistency, and unedited waveform. Jurors gasped. Prosecutors slammed their fists on the table. The accused lowered their heads in shame, while the crowd shouted for justice. And in the middle of it all, Yumenglong's mother clutched her chest, sobbing uncontrollably, whispering, "They can't erase him now. The world hears him." The darker implications. But here's where things get even more twisted. Insiders claim that this leak wasn't an accident. Some believe a powerful whistleblower inside the system pushed the file out, risking their own career and safety. Others suggest that the leak itself is part of a much larger power struggle among elites, that Yumenglong's death was never just about silencing an actor, but about protecting billion-dollar secrets. The chilling words, "erase everything," may not just refer to Yumenglong's presence that night, but to the entire network of corruption and cover-ups that stretch far beyond one young actor's life. A nation holds its breath. As protests erupt outside courthouses and fans demand mass arrests, the world watches with bated breath. Will this hidden audio finally bring Menglong the justice he deserves? Or will those in power once again bury the truth? One thing is certain: the recording cannot be unheard. It has already etched itself into history, proof of a young star's stolen future, and the haunting reminder that, even in silence, Menglong still speaks. And now, the question remains. If they could do this to him, who else is next? The Supreme Court was already tense when the audio leaked, but no one could have anticipated the eruption that followed. Inside the cavernous courtroom, whispers turned to shouts, and shouts turned into uncontrollable chaos. The air was electric, heavy with disbelief, grief, and rage. Every seat in the gallery was filled, every camera lens pointed toward the unfolding drama. Millions more watched live online, their screens flickering with disbelief as the hidden audio played yet again in carefully edited clips. Shockwaves in the courtroom. The moment the Supreme Court publicly confirmed the recording's authenticity, the courtroom erupted. Prosecutors slammed their fists on polished wooden tables, papers scattered like fallen leaves. Defense attorneys turned pale, their mouths moving wordlessly as the reality sank in. Forensic analysts stood at the ready, presenting waveforms, timestamps, and spectrograms, proving beyond doubt that the voices were real and unedited. A senior judge banged the gavel to restore order, but it was a futile effort. The gallery shouted accusations, tears streaming down cheeks. Someone collapsed in the back, overcome with emotion. Cameras caught every moment, broadcasting the scene worldwide. The words, "erase everything," echoed through speakers, leaving a deafening silence after the recording ended, followed by a collective gasp that seemed to shake the walls. Yumenglong's mother, seated front and center, sobbed uncontrollably, clutching her chest. Her wails echoed through the room, filling the silence with raw human despair. "They can't erase him now," she whispered repeatedly, as if repeating a mantra to stave off the crushing pain. Celebrity reactions go viral. Outside the courtroom, the entertainment world was in uproar. Liu Yuning, visibly shaken, appeared on national television, voice quivering as he revealed his fears for Menglong months before his death. "I tried to warn him," Liu said, eyes glistening with tears. "I told him not to trust them, but who listens to a friend when power is involved?" Zhao Lucy, who had remained quiet since the funeral, finally broke her silence on Weibo. Her post was a single, piercing sentence. "Now you all hear what we couldn't save him from." It ignited a firestorm online. Fans flooded her post with comments, tears, prayers, and anger. Some uploaded videos of candlelight vigils outside theaters and filming locations. Others shared personal stories, revealing how Yumenglong's performances had touched their lives. Even Wang Yiba and Xiao Zhan, previously entangled in conspiracy rumors, released a rare joint statement. This is no longer about rumors. This is about truth, justice, and a voice that cannot be silenced. Their statement reverberated through social media, uniting fans and celebrities in shared outrage. Hashtags like #JusticeForYumenglong, #HiddenAudioTruth, and #EraseEverything trended globally, dominating news cycles for days. The audio replays, fans confront horror. As clips of the audio circulated, fan communities descended into collective grief. Listening parties were organized online, where fans held virtual vigils, crying together as the chilling gasps and muffled commands played. Some fainted live on streams. Others screamed. Many could not bring themselves to listen beyond the first 30 seconds. On social media, countless people posted reactions like, "I can't breathe. This is his voice. They made him suffer. How could anyone do this to someone so young, so talented? The world needs to see this. The truth cannot be silenced." Fan-led groups mobilized protests outside key government buildings. Street corners became makeshift memorials, candles flickering against the darkness, photos of Menglong pinned to walls with messages of love, anger, and grief. Across the nation, fans spoke of one unifying mission: to ensure justice would finally be served. Courtroom drama escalates. Inside, the courtroom became almost unrecognizable. Defense lawyers, once composed, now stumbled over words, trying desperately to argue manipulation or editing of the recording. Audio experts swiftly dismantled every claim, presenting waveform analyses, frequency maps, and timestamps with meticulous precision. One expert pointed to the frequency peaks, showing the exact moment Menglong gasped. "This is authentic. No edits. No tampering. The file is consistent from start to finish." The judge's eyes narrowed, pounding the gavel as jurors murmured among themselves. Witnesses, called back to the stand, broke down under cross-examination, their testimonies laced with guilt, fear, and betrayal. Each revelation painted a darker picture, layers of manipulation, coercion, and intimidation that had led to the young star's death. As the courtroom erupted again, Yumenglong's mother rose, her trembling voice carrying across the gallery. He was not alone in his suffering. Hear him. Hear him now. It was a moment that would live forever in the memories of all present, a mother confronting an entire system, demanding accountability for the unimaginable cruelty inflicted on her son. A whistleblower's shadow. Speculation ran rampant. Insiders suggested the leak itself was orchestrated by a brave whistleblower deep within the system. Risking career, reputation, and personal safety, this unknown figure had released the audio to force the world to confront the truth. The words "erase everything" may not just refer to Menglong, one analyst said during a live broadcast. They may indicate a much larger network of cover-ups, powerful, far-reaching, and willing to eliminate anyone who threatens their secrets. The possibility that a shadow war within the entertainment and legal systems led to Menglong's death sent chills across the nation. And yet, amidst the fear and anger, the leaked audio had done one irrefutable thing. It made the world listen, finally, to the voice of a young star stolen far too soon. Social media erupts. Within hours, social media posts multiplied exponentially. Fans, celebrities, journalists, and ordinary citizens shared screenshots, news links, and video snippets. The hashtags #JusticeForYumenglong, #HiddenAudioTruth, and #EraseEverything surged across platforms, trending globally for weeks. Celebrities offered personal reflections. Some cried openly, others shared memories, and a few revealed threats they themselves had received in the past. Together, they painted a terrifying image of the entertainment world behind the glittering facade, ruthless, secretive, and willing to silence anyone who spoke out. Even international media picked up the story. Headlines screamed from New York to Tokyo. Leaked audio reveals shocking details of Yumenglong's death. Fans demand justice after Supreme Court confirms audio authenticity. Entertainment industry in turmoil as secrets exposed. The nation watches, breath held. Across China, millions watched in stunned silence. Families gathered around TVs. Offices paused. Streets outside courthouses overflowed. Questions circulated endlessly. How deep does the corruption go? Who orchestrated the events that led to Yumenglong's final moments? And perhaps most hauntingly, if this could happen to him, who else might be next? One thing was certain. For the first time since his death, Yumenglong's voice had reached the world. Not through performances, not through interviews, but through the chilling final moments of his life. A stark reminder that truth, no matter how long buried, has a way of surfacing. And now, every ear that hears it, every heart that feels it, is forced to confront the same painful reality. Menglong suffered, the system failed him, and the world must reckon with what it allowed to happen.